All right, so this is the Nerdy Nonsense Podcast. We're just two nerdy guys that like talk about stuff. This is episode 77. I had a kind of eventful weekend. I didn't really do a whole lot aside from that, but I guess I'll start. I continued last week to play more Lies of P, and then I got kind of like busy with work, so I didn't really get a chance to like finish it.
Yeah.
I think I'm like 60% of the way through the story now.
Oh, that's not bad.
But I keep getting sidetracked trying to like find weapons and stuff like that. But I still really like it. I wish it would have been one of those games that I don't think it's going to get nominated for Game of the Year. I feel like it should be because it's so cool.
Well, because that's going to be for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Baldur's Gate, I guess 3 is going to be one of those as well.
Yeah, I have a feeling Baldur's Gate's going to be like
because everyone wants to fuck a bear or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. You can do that in the game.
The owlbear? Oh, the bear. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, because of that, for some reason. And I guess also Starfield.
Starfield's good, but I don't think it's Game of the Year edition or Game of the Year quality. I like the game, but I don't think it's different enough to warrant itself being Game of the Year.
Interesting.
And then this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I went to the Maker Faire Orlando.
I saw that. So what it is pretty much.
So Maker Faire used to be owned by MakerBot. MakerBot's a 3D printing company, and they used to hold like a Maker Faire. I think it used to be in San Diego or somewhere in California every year. And then they kind of expanded, and then they had like Midwest Maker Faire and then East Coast Maker Faire, and then they started doing them in a bunch of cities, and then MakerBot kind of went out of business. Or got bought by someone, I forget. But basically, this I've never been to. Well, I shouldn't say I've never been to. I've been to one on Long Island when we lived on Long Island years ago when I was younger. But it wasn't anything like this. They had a bunch of like makers, people who work with electronics or 3D printers, or they had a Robot Ruckus, which is like, I guess, the AAA team for BattleBots, and they had a bunch of different divisions fighting, like in one of the show floors, which is really cool. I didn't know this, but they have like a tiny division, like a 1 pound like weight class, and they're all these little tiny robots, and they're fighting on top of like basically folding tables.
That's
behind
cool.
like glass and stuff. It's pretty brutal. It was really cool.
Nice.
And then they had the whole event was sponsored by Disney Imagineering and I think it's called Universal Create, which is like their version of Imagineering.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they will build a stuff. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the Universal had a big booth, and they were trying to recruit people out of college and stuff, which was kind of cool. And then they had on Saturday, Allison and I went to like a makers for theme parks or theme park makers panel. And it was one of the guys actually was on the Animal Kingdom show that's on Disney Plus. I think he said it was season 2, episode 6. He made a hamster ball, electronic hamster ball that would keep the cheetahs enticed to play with it and stuff. And like he was talking about how he was approached by the zookeepers, and they needed something to do, like some sort of enrichment for the cheetahs. So he came up with this thing, and he designed it and created it, and then he handed it off to someone else who was like a zoological person, and they put like I don't know if it's hides or something on it that they like to play with or whatever.
Yeah.
But he basically developed the mechanism, and then he handed it off to the zoologists, and they kind of made it look like something that they would play with in the wild, like an animal or something.
Oh, okay.
And it was really cool. Yeah, just hearing him talk about it. And then one of the other guys worked for Universal, or two of the guys worked for Universal. One guy was like an electronics engineer. He did like he couldn't talk Like he was on an NDA for a lot of stuff that he's working on.
Oh yeah, I can
So it's
imagine.
like the guy
Yeah,
working
I
on
can imagine
Universal.
some of them are into the have NDA, so they have stuff they can't talk about right now.
But he said that he did like the lights and effects for a lot of like the Disney parks, and he did specifically. I think he mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy. Like he did all of the lighting and the projection effects and the practical effects and stuff like that that were inside of the ride itself, which I thought was really cool. And he was like talking about he had one of the circuit boards that he designed that he was talking about too. And then there was another guy that worked for the company that is solely contracted by Chuck E. Cheese to make all the animatronics for Chuck E. Cheese. But he worked on a bunch of other stuff too. He did animatronics for I think he worked on Hondo Anaka. He worked on
nice.
He said he worked on stuff for Pandora at Animal Kingdom, so I'm assuming his company worked on the animatronic that does the Maiwa.
Oh, the river, but yeah.
But he didn't specifically say it. He wasn't like he was hinting towards it, but he couldn't actually say it.
Yeah.
But it was really cool, and it was really interesting hearing them talk about how they kind of like started in the industry and how they really just kind of fell into it on accident. They just knew people by going to trade shows and stuff like that. It was really cool. And then on Sunday, they had a props panel. And there's this guy that I've been following for a long time called Props to History. And he kind of talks about the history of props. Like, the biggest joke that he does is the Qui-Gon Jinn's communicator from the episode 1 of Phantom Menace is actually a lady's razor that was painted.
Nice.
So he was talking about how like that's how he got started, and then someone contacted him and they're like, hey, you seem competent, can you build props for me? And that's kind of how he got kind of into the prop making business, because before that he was mostly just into the history of props and preserving the history of props and stuff like that. And it was really cool hearing them talk about how the industry's changed, and there's a huge blend of like cosplay in what they do. And a lot of what they do is also there's a lot of intricacies to everything, and it's really, really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
What else did I do yesterday? I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, and then they had like the semifinals for they do this kart racing series where you have to buy like a Power Wheels, and basically you have to spend $500, and then they race them on a track that they make outside. And they were doing like the endurance race yesterday, which I think it was 2 hours straight they had to keep their carts running.
Oh, wow.
Or something like that. And it was pretty warm yesterday. It was like 82, 83, something like that. And it was pretty brutal in the sun. So I give them props for sitting in this tiny little Power Wheels with like crazy motors on it.
It was the power in that thing to last 2 hours.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then some of them like were really interesting looking. Like the one guy designed his to look like an F1 car. One person took like one of those, I don't know if you've ever seen in the malls, they have those like ride on pony things, but they're on wheels.
Oh,
so
yeah,
one of those, and he was racing one of those, and I thought it was hysterical.
Oh, that's nice.
It was pretty cool. And they all had to like fall within a budget, and they had to be inspected and stuff like that. It was really interesting. And I got a lot of really cool ideas because I want to do the Robot Ruckus thing, because I sat there and I watched them for like an hour yesterday.
Yeah.
Just like doing the fights. And I was like, I kind of want to do this. It seems like fun. Basically, just make your own little like 1 pound or less robot. You can fight against other robots. And I think you can win a prize or something like that. I don't know exactly how it works. I probably should have looked into it more, but it didn't look like it was that complicated to do, and it looked a lot of fun. So I kind of want to see if I can do that next year.
Oh, that's nice.
So what about you? What have you been up to?
Well, talking about Imagineers, I saw the second season of Behind the Right. I think that's the name of the show. This documentary on Disney Plus that they talk about rides and how they were built or stuff like that. I know season one. I remember they were talking. I think one episode was talking about the castle themselves, and obviously they jump to all the castles around all the parts. There was another one on the haunted mansion and how the different haunted mansions and how in the Asian countries, for example, it's not the same because they have a different view on ghosts and stuff like that. And also, I think in Paris, in Euro Disney, is called the Phantom Manor or something like that, and it's more tied to the whole the other rides of the area that which whatever will be Frontierland or whatever the equivalent is more tied to that. Everything is tied over there. So this season they pretty much I think the first episode was pirate. It's 6 episodes, so I was able to do it in one day. Uh, I think the first episode is pirates, and then they start talking about other stuff. And there's one episode also is about all the food. So that was interesting to watch, especially how they set up. They have a secret test kitchen and stuff like that, and how the difference also between the different locations because of the ingredients and the taste of the the locals, that kind of stuff. So I saw
Nice.
that. What else? Gen B finished this week. The last episode was insane. Many. Thankfully, we're having a second season, so that will be great. And there was a lot of stuff that were tying to the boys in more than usual, so that was great. Let's see. Invincible came back. In fact, on Thursday we have Invincible, Gen B, and Loki back to back to back, so it was cool. Season two, the first episode was fine, pretty much just catching up to everything that came from last season, the fallout from last season, and I guess setting up a little bit since it's been a long time since in between seasons because of something called a pandemic happened. But
This
yeah,
is for Invincible, or
yeah, Invincible.
okay.
Yeah. Last season came out, I think, before the pandemic.
It was 2019, I think, and then
Yeah,
they kind of got screwed.
yeah, and they took a long time, but they already said that between this one and season three, it won't take more than a year, something like that. But yeah, I'm glad the show is back. Then Loki. This week is actually the last. Yeah, this week is the finale. So excited for that. Another great episode. This show is so good. Movie wise, what did I see this week? I haven't gone to the theater yet. I haven't been able to go and see Killers of the Flower Moon. I've been busy and I need to find time to watch some movie at theaters because it's like 3 hours and a half.
It's a long.
It's
I've
a
heard
long
it's a
movie.
very long movie.
Yeah, I need to find the right time to go and see it. And next week I'm traveling. Next weekend I'm traveling to for the holidays and starting my travelings. So at this point, I think I'm gonna wait until it comes to digital or it's available to rent or whatever and watch it at home because there's no way it's gonna be difficult. In fact, tomorrow I'm gonna go see Priscilla, which came out last week. This is the Sofia Coppola's film about Priscilla Presley. It's pretty much everything from her point of view,
Hmm.
unlike the other Elvis movie that came out a couple years ago. And then the Marvels is coming out this week as well on Thursday, so should be going there as well. What else? Video games. I did a couple Overwatch, especially because of BlizzCon. Uh, I'm still annoyed about the whole paywall behind everything. But yeah, I play a couple hours here and there, not much really. Let's see that those TV shows. Is anything else ended last week? No, I think that's movie wise. Like I said, I already talked about Five Nights. Yeah. Something came on last week. Let me double check. No, I think that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just my usual watching movies, my TV shows. Oh, because Attack on Titan ended this week apparently. I decided to give it one more chance and try to watch as much as I can before I give up. Some people are telling
You
me
restarted the show, or you started back where you left off?
I'm restarting because I don't remember what I dropped. I think
Ah,
I dropped halfway through season one or something when it came out originally.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think
so
I stopped almost at the end of season 2. I
mm,
forget.
yeah, I don't remember when. So I'm starting from the beginning. I know some people that kept up with it. They were like, "Oh yeah, around season two, halfway season two, it gets better." So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll watch it, especially since it just finished this weekend. So I guess I'll do that.
Nice.
And yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Probably I'm missing something else, but it's always the same things. Watching movies on TV for the most part.
Oh, I forgot. The one thing
Yeah.
I did start doing on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
or Thursday. I think it was Thursday. I got into the open beta for the finals, which is this like 3-person first person shooter.
Okay.
It's like a game show kind of, and you have 3 different classes. You have a light, medium, and a heavy class,
Mm-hmm.
and each one has their own separate kind of special weapons. Like the light class has submachine guns. The medium class has like an AK-47 or like a SCAR, like uh, battle rifles basically, and then the heavy class has like light machine guns, like a Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of
Oh, go go
light
go.
machine
Yeah.
guns. And like the light class is very low on health, but they're very fast and agile, and they can jump higher. And the medium is just kind of like middle of the road. Heavy class is lots of armor, lots of health, whatever. Um, it's pretty cool. It's a little weird. I like the concept a lot of like the game show because like when you play, it's your team versus 3 other teams, or your team versus 4 other teams, and you have to
Mhm.
whoever is the first to get to like I think it's like $100,000 or something like that, or $50,000 or something, uh, wins, and you get money by basically stealing vaults, and then you can upload them into different like places around the map, and then that banks the money for your team.
Mm,
And obviously, if you eliminate people, you get money from killing them, and there's a
yeah.
bunch of other stuff in there too. Like you have different powers, and it's really fun. But the one thing that does suck is like it takes a long time to unlock weapons because you only start with like the very basic stuff.
Yeah.
In order to level up enough to get other weapons, you kind of have to play for like 4 hours.
Ooh.
Because I probably only did about an hour and a half, give or take.
Yeah.
And in one of those, I did. Fortunately, I was on a team where the guy I was playing with had been in the alpha, like the
Was
pre-beta.
oh
So like
okay.
he knew the map, he
He was
knew
an
everything.
expert.
So
Yeah.
he was like destroying everything. It was great.
That's good.
But it's pretty fun so far. I like it. And there's a lot of customization too. Like for Halloween, they had a bunch of like skeleton makeup that you can get, witch hats and skull masks and stuff. It was really cool. I like it a lot. I kind of want to wait until the next update comes out to play it again, but I'm
Uh-huh.
so far really enjoying the game. It's a
That's
very different kind of than like the typical battle royale kind of stuff,
yeah.
which I like a lot.
Huh. Interesting.
So I guess that'll lead us into the news.
Yes. So I guess the first thing is more updates on SAC because I saw a couple things just a couple minutes before we recorded. So this week pretty much has been a lot of conversations going on since Sunday. In fact, Monday I think they had a conversation. On Wednesday they had another conversation. Many people, insiders, again, not the SAG themselves, but people that were in the know. So take that with a grain of salt. Were over the week were saying that this whole round of conversation seems to be promising. Although they someone closer to the studio said that probably the studios were gonna try to make this the last round of conversations, and then just do the thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago, that they have a plan that if nothing comes out of these, they're gonna hold conversations until next year, beginning of next year. I guess just as a ploy to try to get the SAG to cave in, but yeah, conversations have been going on Friday. I wanna no Saturday, Friday or Saturday, one of the two. We got a notice from SAG saying that the studios finally came back with their demands, uh, and the way that they noted how they called this round of demands was their best. How it was? Let me see. Oh yeah, they call it. It was on Saturday afternoon actually. The last, best, and final offer from the studios, which again goes into the thing that people are saying that maybe they're gonna try to do this, and then if nothing comes out of this, they're gonna wait until uh, 2024. Again, the SAG haven't said anything much about it. Some insiders were saying that based from this the information that they were given, that apparently this final offer, SAG was able to get everything that they wanted regarding to AI, and I guess that also uh, takes in consideration that also this week, or last week rather, the Biden administration sent data. Damn it, what's the name when he signs something and bypasses Congress and all that stuff?
What is it again?
When the president signs an order that bypasses Congress and Senate and all that stuff, it has a term.
An executive order?
There you go. An executive. Yeah, I don't know why it left my brain. But yeah, he's the Biden administration signed an executive order regarding AI to control it more or something like that. Which
The order is very vague so
yeah,
far. Apparently, he's hoping that Congress is going to like bring forth some sort of either an
control.
amendment to the
Yeah,
Constitution or some sort of law that's going to kind of limit what AI can and can't do.
yeah.
Which
So
I kind of agree
yeah.
with because there's a lot of things, especially right now on like Facebook, for
Oh yeah,
instance, where AI is like scanning your face and they know all your facial features, and then they're using that for hopefully good stuff. We don't know. So, I kind of agree with it, but we'll have to see what actually happens.
yeah. So based on that executive order announcement, I guess during the week, again, some people are saying that of course the studios cave in on giving the SAG all their demands regarding AI, because eventually there's nothing that they will gonna be able to do anyways. Also based on these insiders, the only thing that the studios are still holding a little bit, apparently there was some concession, is streaming information or over fees, payments, or whatever. Apparently, it's not what the SAG wanted, but it's just a little part of it. But again, these were insiders. The information that the SAG gave on Saturday was, in fact, saying that they receive the offer from the studios. Again, they mentioned the last, best, and final offer thing, and that they're gonna be reviewing it in the next couple days. Since this was Saturday, it's still going up until today. But just a couple minutes, I saw, and again, this is not official from the SAG, but also insiders, that apparently the studios and the SAG are ready to go over this uh the to negotiate this the, this, I guess, the stuff that the studio gave them, and it might be just over online conversation just to either just finalize this whole thing or go back to square one. We don't know yet. Again, this is all insider information, but it came out in the last couple, I want to say 40 minutes ago, that some of the insiders were saying that, again, the studios and the SAG might be meeting tomorrow or tonight via online conference to go over these terms, either finalizing it or the SAG completely rejecting them. I don't know. But we'll see
Yeah, I
what
think it's going
happens.
to be mostly just like the strike heads or the negotiators are going to be
Yeah.
meeting with them. So,
Yeah.
well, I'm holding out hope, but like that hope is like a 40%.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens out of that, but we should be getting some news in the next couple days regarding the SAG. Let's see. There was another big event happening this week. Was BlizzCon, which,
Which
to
I
be honest,
completely forgot
yeah,
about, to
same.
be honest.
And I guess it's just that Blizzard in the last couple of years hasn't been the big thing that it once was.
It
Uh,
hasn't been big since World of Warcraft Cataclysm, I think, or yeah, Cataclysm, which is I think came out in 2012.
well, I want to say later than that. I want to say 2018, 2019, maybe a little earlier than that, because Overwatch it was a phenomenon. It was a big thing. A lot of people going to BlizzCon cosplaying as Overwatch characters and everything. You will see it everywhere. But again, the last couple of years, especially with stuff like Overwatch 2 and how the whole rollout of that was a big mess. Uh, Blizzard becoming part of Activision and all that stuff. That kind of lowered how people see Blizzard. So the convention, at least, I don't know if this is the first convention back from after the pandemic or the second one. I think there was
The
one
second
last year,
one.
right?
There was
Okay,
one last year. Yeah,
yeah,
that's where they got booed for the Diablo mobile game.
yeah. So last year, last year there were boo, and the only big stuff that we had from last year was the guy saying, "Is this a joke?" The meme.
Yes,
So obviously
it
this,
was it was not great.
yeah. So it looks like they kind of did some good stuff this year. I saw an article, not an article, but a comment on Twitter today that apparently the president of Blizzard said that uh, now that they now that they being purchased by Xbox, while they still haven't feel the effects of that, they have felt the effects of not being no longer under Activision. That they feel that they have more freedom to do stuff.
Yeah, I've heard that across the board from all the
Yeah,
Blizzard specific developers that they feel like there's a weight lifted off their shoulder, which I think is great. I really, really hope that this kind of gives them the much needed reset to kind of go back to the StarCraft 2, the Diablo, well, not Diablo 3, maybe Diablo 2, but um, the old Blizzard days where they used to make like really great games and support them for a long time.
yeah.
Uh,
So, oh yeah, go on.
I what I thought was really interesting was I don't know if you knew this, but Phil Spencer Phil Spencer, yeah, I think it was Phil Spencer came out on Saturday. Um,
Oh,
yeah, and I forget what he was introducing. I think it was right before the Diablo 4 expansion panel.
yeah,
And he kind of was just talking about how he's grateful to have Blizzard as a part of the Microsoft family, and this isn't going
yeah.
to change anything, and blah blah blah. And I thought it was really kind of nice. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. The proof's in the pudding, obviously.
Oh, of
But
course, yeah.
I thought it was a nice gesture. I didn't expect him to show up at all, but the fact that he did was kind of nice.
That's nice. Yeah, and at least for me, I just got information about uh Overwatch, since that's the only Blizzard franchise that actually I'm into or was into. The whole roll up with Overwatch to turn me off completely. But I've been coming back and forth a little bit. Sometimes I play for an hour, and then once I hit a level and I see how the cosmetics and the store are pretty much 90% of everything is behind a paywall nowadays, I'm like, yeah, this is not worth it anymore. And then something else will come out a couple months later, and I will be like, oh, let me just check it out for a second. But
they did say, I don't know if you caught it, but the head of Overwatch or whatever, I don't know if he's the head of Overwatch, but someone talking about Overwatch, he was in like a green and black polo shirt or something with glasses. He was saying that they're changing the way that the ranking system's supposed to work now.
yes, so I have a list of stuff that they talk about Overwatch pretty much. So they got some announcements over the weekend. The first one was that, and it's happening right now. I mean, it started even before. I think it started the day before BlizzCon officially did, but
I think it
whatever.
started officially on Thursday, or part of it started on Thursday.
Okay, so I think this update was on Wednesday, but they have a collaboration with a K-pop band called Seraphine or something like that.
Yeah.
They introduced a mold fight, especially for this. A couple skins mainly for Bridget, Sombra, Diva, Tracer, and Kiriko, and also of all people, Junkrat. They release a video showing the characters going to the concert, and also there's a music video for the K-pop band, and there's all Overwatch imagery all over the place. I haven't seen that one because I'm not interested into that, but
I saw it and I was very confused because I didn't know it was a K-pop collab tying in at first, and I
yeah,
was like, "What the hell is happening here?" And then someone explained it to me afterwards, and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Yeah, some of the skins are really good.
The
Especially
Kiriko one, I think, is my favorite.
for me, Sombra. But yeah, it's really good. I did a couple battles just to see and try to get some stuff. Pretty much almost all the skins are high behind a paywall. Again, something that I hate. The only skin that you can get by doing a whole bunch of fights and gaining points is Junkrat. It's the only one that you can get without paying anything.
For the battle pass, yeah.
Yeah, without doing the battle pass. That's the only one that you can do, but you need to play like 60 matches or something. I just did 20. I was like, this is too much. But yeah, that one I think is still gonna go for another 10 days or something. Uh, so that's one of the things that was happening. Oh, and also they apparently the K-pop band perform as well at BlizzCon. So I guess that's cool. Whatever. The other thing that we got as well in the game because of BlizzCon is they introduced the next hero, which is supposed to be debuting on the next season, which I think is happening in December. Season 9. Magua. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. He's a Samoan tank, pretty much, and I'm not the only one that make the joke, but he looks like Maui from Moana with giant guns.
On Twitter, and Reddit, they were going bananas. They're like, so they basically just introduced Maui.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah,
I mean, he looks fun. I kind of wish that they did get The Rock to voice him because that would have been hysterical.
Oh yeah.
But he does look really cool. They also they gave us a teaser for the person coming after him. And
yeah.
You can, I don't know if you watched all the clips, but there's another one where they
I saw the whole thing. Yeah, I saw the panel. Yeah, I saw the panel. But for Magua, only for the weekend you were able to play him during only arcade battles, five versus five, I think it was. I was able to play him a little bit. He was really cool. He has a.
To me, he seemed like more of a blend of Roadhog and Reinhardt.
Yeah, he's pretty much a mix of those two. Yeah,
I liked him a lot. I really, really hope they don't change him too much because I really like the way that he plays because
I think
he could be
yeah,
a really interesting character. But
yes,
he
I
fits that
think
kind of like in between.
yeah, I think the fact that they were able to we were able to play him only for this weekend because of BlizzCon, I think he's almost ready to come out like that. And if anything, all change future changes will be like just the regular stuff that they do every couple months with all the heroes.
Well,
But
that
yeah,
is until they completely destroy him like they did to poor
or that,
Symmetry.
or that. But yeah, he's Samoan. Apparently, he's on the side of the Talon, the bad guy. So there's that. We had an origin trailer, whatever. He has apparently some connection to what's his name? The
Reaper?
no, the support guy that they introduced. Jamaican Baptiste. There you go.
Oh, Baptiste. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have some special lines between each other. And also, you can see Baptiste as well in one of the key arts that they show about Magua. Alongside that, they also show there's a new map, uh, Samoa, pretty much his map. So that's cool. It's another nice occasion. A couple of things that they took. This is pretty much future stuff, and this is part of the those two heroes that you talked about. Uh, they said that they're gonna do an overhaul on the competitive leveling. Apparently, currently they're doing something that I I can't remember how they explain it because I don't play competitive. But
To me, it
if
sounds
you
like
start,
because right
if you
now,
yeah,
if you don't play consecutively every single day for a couple of hours, you lose your status. So
yes,
it sounded to me like you can kind of keep like if you miss a day or two, it doesn't affect you that much.
yeah, also loses and stuff like that. So they're gonna overhaul it. Pretty much it's
Yeah, I
gonna
think they
be
said something about like uh,
it's gonna be like
if your team
percentage.
really screws you over or something like that, it's not going to negatively affect you.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be
Um,
more percentage level.
yeah, right.
So it's gonna be you did 7 matches that gives you X amount of experience in competitive. Plus there's uh the if you want like X amount, you have an extra bonus, and if you did whatever extra bonus and so on and so on. It will keep all that information until next season. So as you keep leveling up, or until you go to the next level, and then the same thing. So that's what they're gonna fix and change. Also, they're gonna fix matching. Apparently, currently, at least in competitive, you can match with anyone that is below your level. So, especially this is for people that have a party or a group, or those solo players that are lower level. Uh, they're gonna try to match if you have a group that someone is under level, they're gonna try to match you some to another team that is similar. Like maybe they might have someone
It's going
else.
to be like an average of the full
Yeah,
party,
pretty
which I
much.
think is great because if I played with my friends or even my cousin who was a diamond at the time,
Yeah,
I got screwed every single time
yeah, because they
because
will
it would
match.
take me into whoever the highest was, which was all of them. They were all diamond level, and I
Yeah,
was bronze.
yeah, they
So
will match.
I got
Yeah, they will match them
messed.
too. Yeah, that
So
makes
I'm
sense.
glad that they're kind of like doing like an in between. So if you have two diamonds and a bronze, you kind of end up at silver or gold, which still sucks, but it's better than being up against complete all diamond.
Yeah. Next thing that they talk is they show a new map. This is pretty much is the backside of Hanamura from the original Overwatch. You can
When I saw
see,
this, I was so
yeah.
excited.
You can even see the big building from Hanamura in the background. This, yeah, pretty much you're in the backside of the home of the old map, so that's really cool. Then they announce or they showcase the new heroes that will be coming on the next couple seasons. I think the first one they said will be coming on season 12 or something like that, and the other one season 16 or whatever. So they said that we'll be getting 3 more next year, and then and I think the other one was season 18, but they only showcased two of them. Uh, let me see. So the first one, and this is the code names. They show some art for them, but they make sure to tell everyone that uh, these are not final.
Subject to change.
Yeah, they're subject to change. They're not finals. Uh, the first one is code name is Space Ranger. Pretty much, she is a girl in a spacesuit. Apparently, she's tied to a Mars mission or something like that. She's gonna be a support character. Uh, they didn't show any gameplay with her, but they were saying that just an example of the ever changing of these characters not being final. That the art that they were showing her again, they already changed it, and they didn't have anything to show the new one. So that was one thing. And the second one that they showed was a DPS Coney Venture, and this one they have some footage of her fighting style, and it is really interesting because you can go underground, like pretty much a mole, or yeah, dig it. You can do dig pretty much from Pokemon to move around, run away from attacks and everything. So it is really interesting. And obviously there's a third one, but we don't know code name or nothing at all. They didn't have anything to show for. Uh, and then the last thing also they talk about improvements of on cosmetics, which is pretty much my biggest complaint. And they mentioned that yeah, that was one of the biggest complaints that they had since Overwatch 2 debuted. They are aware that having everything under paywall is not that great, and especially for many people. And so they're gonna try to streamline that. They still have no concrete plans on that, but they're gonna be doing that, including being able to get epic skins from past season that were locked behind the seasons bundles.
Because you used to be able to do that in Overwatch 1. If you had enough of the what do they call it, the gold or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
oh
you
yeah,
could pretty much unlock anything. I
and
mean,
then
yeah, it took a long time to get to that
oh
point.
yeah, and then during the events you are able to like for the quiz the holiday events you are able to unlock prior holiday events skins that you might not have or other stuff. For Halloween you were able to unlock any prior Halloween that you couldn't or didn't have, and so and so. But since they're doing the bundles and season bundles as well, they have been releasing some skins, epic skins that are only tied to that one. So once the season is over and they release the bundle for season 2 or 3 or whatever, I think we're in season 7 right now. So for
Yeah,
example,
6 or 7.
for example, I haven't spent a penny on it and everything, so there is no way for me to get the epic skins from the prior 6 bundles, season bundles.
It's kind of bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah, so they're gonna do something to try and do so people can get it. Whether that's gonna be another paywall or just praying as much as you can and get as much gold as you can, so you can be able to buy that. Might be high price, but yeah. And that's pretty much what I had about BlizzCon. I don't know if you have something else. I know they showed something about World of Warcraft, and a lot of people were freaking out.
Yeah, from what I understand, and I don't know, it's been like I was explaining to you, I'm not as versed in the lore anymore, but this looks like it's tying back almost to Cataclysm, and they're finally addressing the big sword that's been kind of like in the middle of the world for no reason, or there is a reason, but no one knows what it is.
Hmm.
And the biggest thing that a lot of people are kind of like upset but not upset about is the new season of Discovery coming to World of Warcraft Classic, which is supposed to be like the first 3 expansions or 2 expansions, and now they're going all the way up to Cataclysm. And people are kind of like torn because they're adding almost like dual class weapons, so that you can be kind of a DPS mage, or you can be
Ooh, breaking news from SAG-AFTRA.
ooh.
Ooh, so they're saying that let's see, this is what they just wrote a couple minutes ago. This morning, our negotiators formally responded to the studio's last best and final offer. Please know every member of a TV and theatrical negotiating committee is determined to secure the right deal and thereby bring this threat to an end responsibly. There are several essential items on which we still do not have an agreement, including AI, so that insider information was wrong. We will keep you informed as events unfold in solidarity and gratitude.
So they haven't
So
reached an agreement yet.
they haven't reached an agreement. They're going back to the studios with whatever their answer is to their whatever the studios gave them. And apparently they
I kind of had
haven't.
a feeling that was going to happen, because it seems almost like the studios want to push them off until next year now.
Yeah,
But I guess,
which is one of the tactics that the insiders were talking about for the last couple of
yeah,
weeks.
they're trying to push them out as much as they can, because they want them to cave, and I don't think it's going to happen. Because how long did the WGA strike go on for? It was over 100 days. Right?
Over 100 days. Right now we are 105 or 6 on the SAG-AFTRA.
So, I mean, I think it's going to go. They should get what they want, because the AI thing is bullshit. But I think the studios are just trying to play hardball, right? And it's not going to work in their favor.
Yeah.
No one's going to want to go see those studios anymore, because just look at like A21. A21 was exempt for a lot of their movies that are being recorded right now and filmed, because they are complying to everything that the SAG-AFTRA wants.
Oh yeah.
It's not hard to do, and they're a small studio.
Oh yeah, there are some studios, small ones, that are getting a pass from the SAG-AFTRA. Right. So yeah, like I think Blumhouse is another one. And I saw I saw something that they gave the okay to one movie for the actors to be able to promote it. Can't remember which movie it is, but it's one that is gonna come out soon. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, but again, that was a smaller studio as well. So yeah, the funny thing is the small studios are the ones that are actually helping, rather than the big studios that obviously have a lot of money to do all this stuff. But whatever. But yeah, that's breaking news at the moment. Update. You were saying about World of Warcraft?
The classic. That people are torn now, because you can almost dual class with specific weapons that are being introduced in the Season of Discovery, whatever they're calling it. And some people are like, oh, cool, I can finally be a mage or a warlock DPS. But they're not exactly what they want. I don't know. World of Warcraft Classic people are kind of like a different breed. No offense to anybody who likes that, because like they want to live and breathe World of Warcraft as if it was when it was released, like unchanged.
Okay.
So, I mean, not that I have anything wrong with that. It's just they change things for a reason. They do things for a reason, because it keeps the game fresh.
Oh yeah, and I know also they release a cinematic, and everyone, again, the World of Warcraft people were freaking out about it.
Yeah, again, I don't know enough about the everything after Cataclysm. I don't know enough about the like lore, but supposedly this kind of ties into Cataclysm, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but just from like what I got out of the cinematic, it seems like we're kind of like going and tying backwards, which is cool. I might hop back into it. I don't remember what the last DLC that I bought, or the last expansion that I bought was. I think it was 2 expansions ago. I forget.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. If they change things enough, it might be worth my while. But for a while, it was just not like I go back and forth with World of Warcraft, because it gets boring for me very fast.
Yeah.
But if they make some like supposedly drastic changes, like people are thinking, it might be more fun for me.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll see.
Interesting.
I'm
Oh,
holding
and
out hope.
yeah. Oh, and it was the Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the one that is given the SAG agreement for the cast to promote the film.
Oh yes.
She's coming out next week, I think.
Yeah, it comes out next week.
Oh yeah, I saw the movies over the weekend since they are all on Peacock. I want to say.
It's on Peacock already.
No, the original.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I guess I'll watch them because I think I only saw the first one. I never saw the other ones. Not bad.
I saw I think I saw all of them. I can't remember now.
Anyways, talking about movies making money. The Five Nights at Freddy movie is making a lot of money.
It is now officially, I think, the highest grossing video game adaptation of a film.
Yes, because the movie right now I think is 217 million globally on a 20 million budget. So it's like four times this budget, and of course, we're gonna get sequels from that.
Oh, yeah.
At least a couple sequels. I know Blumhouse was and the director were talking over the weekend as the information the count was coming out. They were like, "Oh yeah, for sure we're doing sequels." And Blumhouse likes to do their series of movies, anyways. So. But
And
yeah,
I think this was their intro into like other kinds of like video game and other adaptations as well. So
yeah.
I
So
haven't seen it yet. I keep meaning to watch it, but I haven't seen it yet. I've heard like mixed reviews. I'm not a huge fan of the like lore of Five Nights at Freddy's. I think it's kind of stupid, but
I guess if you like the game, you're gonna really like the movie. That's what I've been seeing online, pretty much. Like the people that really, really like the movie, either they're fans of horror or they are fans of the game. And then everyone else is like me. They're like, oh, it's an okay movie.
right.
But again, I'm not a fan of the game. I mean, I haven't played the game, and I'm not a horror person. So, yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna save this for later. Ahead of its debut on November 17, Netflix released the opening of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. This is the anime version, and that opening is anime as heck. Have you seen it?
It is amazing. I am so excited for this.
I didn't expect to hear a Japanese song. I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna probably do the band do a song or whatever because
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be ba bam 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 ba bam whatever
yeah.
it is. But like hearing the anime opening, I was like, fuck yes, this is amazing.
Yeah, because I remember that Beck was help on the live action movie on the soundtrack.
Yes.
He wrote the songs and everything. So I was like, oh, probably we're gonna get something similar for this, but nope. It is Japanese as hell. It's anime as hell. Let's see. Netflix is set to receive on December 1st 8 DCEU films. We knew that Warner Brothers Discovery, stupid ass name, under Savsla he was already selling the rights, streaming rights for their shows and movies and exclusives and other stuff to other streamers. I guess in order to make money. So I guess this is part of it. On December 1st, you will be able to watch on Netflix Man of Steel, BBS, both of the Suicide Squad films, the bad one and the good one, Justice League, the Just Whedon one, both of the Wonder Woman films, and Birds of Prey. I know Netflix.
I think that they're
Yeah.
just there's not enough people subscribing to Max or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh yeah.
That they need to start getting money somehow. So they're just
Yeah.
they're releasing the rights to other streaming platforms.
Yeah, I know Billions was is already on Netflix. That was one of the
Yes.
first ones, and there's another show, but I can't remember which one it is. But it was
I
another.
know which one you're talking about because we were actually looking through on Saturday or
Yeah,
Sunday, looking for something to watch, and I was like, wait, why the hell is this on here? It's a HBO Max exclusive,
yeah.
and I
I
was
was
like,
like,
oh, I guess they
yeah,
must really need money.
yeah. Talking about HBO, they announced a bunch of release windows for the upcoming quote unquote exclusive shows. The White Lotus season 3, Euphoria season 3, Welcome to Derry. This is the It prequel. Yeah, we're getting that. Will be released on 2025. Uh, Again, this is just far away window, so no concrete dates. Especially since some of these, I think they still haven't even begin shooting. I think the White Lotus is they were able to do something because it was international, but yeah. The House of the Dragon season 2 will be released on summer of 2024. This one, I know 100% sure that they were able to bypass the whole SAG because 90 something percent of the cast is under the UK European uh, union, so they weren't affected by the SAG strike. So they're they were able to shoot anyways. And the Penguin, which is this is a shoot off from the Batman, will be released in fall 2024. Also, The Last of Us season 2 will start shooting in 2024. This one I don't know why they say that because the strike isn't over yet.
Yeah, I was reading that and I was like
Unless,
very
yeah,
puzzled unless they really think that they're going to get a pass from
either that
SAG-AFTRA.
or they're using just like House of Dragon international casting for at least for.
Pedro Pascal is an international though. He's part of SAG-AFTRA, so I don't know how they're going to
I
do it.
mean, meaning people under another unions probably gonna shoot around Ellie and Pedro Pascal at least to try to start something, and then they hoping that this strike is. I don't know. That one was a headbreaker because I was like, even if they get 90% of the cast, still there's the whole Pedro Pascal and Bella. I think Bella Ramsey will be under the UK laws. I don't know. They will
I
be on.
think this show is one of the gray areas because I think some of them are part of the BAFTA and some of them are part of SAG.
Yeah,
So I don't know if I don't know. It'll be
yeah,
interesting to see what happens.
yeah. That's the one that was breaking my head. But yeah, let's see. Um, Uh, I guess let's talk about Hulu. There you go. Hulu renew Futurama for 2 more seasons, which is cool. And also today they announced that Hulu and FX is renewing The Bear for a third season. So I'm excited about that one.
Which one? The Bear?
The Bear. Oh, such a great show.
I
Just
saw season one. I need to go back and finish season two.
oh my god, you need to watch season 2. There's one episode that is anxiety inducing. It's amazing.
That's why I haven't watched it yet because I really don't want to have an attack while I'm watching a TV show.
Oh my god. That show is amazing. Cussing. But yeah, it has been renewed for a third season. Let's see. Let's look at this one. In fact, this one came out today. The Ghostbusters Twitter account hinted today early at something. Some people are thinking that apparently there's a game tonight, and I know the Marvel account said that we'll be getting the final trailer for the Marvels. So some people are thinking that probably we're gonna get the trailer for the next Ghostbusters movie, which I remind you is supposed to come out this December, but we still don't have a name for the freaking movie. We only know it's the sequel to Afterlife, and we haven't seen a single trailer, teaser, nothing about it, and it's supposed to come out in December. So in That's next month. I'm like, that's crazy, but it's Ghostbusters, so probably they don't need that much publicity. I don't know. So we'll see. We might be getting something in the next couple of hours. Maybe not. We'll see. Let's see. Talking about trailers. Also, this week we got the trailer for the fourth movie in the Planet of the Apes film, which I completely forgot that is coming out next year. Uh, the trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. The movie is releasing on May 24, 2024. This one is following the Cornelius, which is the son of Caesar, and this movie is part of the trilogy from Matt Reeves. I think he directed the first three movies. But yeah, the Rise of the Planet, War, and what was the other one? Oh, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. There you go. So yeah, this apparently this is gonna be the beginning of a new trilogy, and those two movies were amazing. So I'm hoping that they keep the same quality, and what I saw in the trailer looks amazing. Like one of the monkeys said, "It's a wonderful day."
I haven't seen any of them except the first one, so
You need to watch them. They're so freaking good.
everyone keeps saying that, but I didn't. I hated the first
What?
Revenge of the Planet of the Apes. I did not like it.
Are you confusing it with the Tim Burton one with Marky Mark?
Maybe that
Because
was Tim
that's
Burton.
there's a team. Oh, so there's the original movies, which I think we got like 5 sequels. Then we have the reboot with Mark Wahlberg in the lead, and Tim Burton directed that one, and that one bombed because it was weird, and the ending is super confusing as hell. And then we have another reboot, and this one is is a trilogy. Well, soon it's gonna be a quadrilogy, no, decalogy, whatever you said, the fourth movies. But yeah, we got the trilogy. I believe Matt Reeves directed all three, and this one is really these are really good. Andy Serkins plays Caesar pretty much in all three. Obviously, small cap. And yeah, the first one had James Franco, and then they had different casts on each of the
Yeah, no,
other.
I wasn't thinking about the one from 2001. I was thinking about the one from 2000. John Lithgow, James Franco.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't like that. I didn't like it when it came out. Maybe
huh?
I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, give it another watch because I like that one. But after that, it keeps getting better. This is the at least personally, this is and I think a lot of people agree with me. This is one of the few trilogies that all the movies are good. But again, it's subjective, obviously. Let's see. Disney is set to buy full control of Hulu for a $8.6 billion. So, I know Disney has
I think it's 55 or 60%.
yes, so they
After
are
the
set.
purchase of
Yeah,
Fox.
yeah. So they are set to buy the rest of the stocks to regain full control. Obviously, a lot of people are like, what's that gonna mean for my FX shows like the Bear of or Futurama? The
Well, the
Futurama.
bear actually, I don't know if you
Well,
knew this, but the bear just came to Disney Plus.
oh, then never mind.
So I don't know what that means for everything going forward.
So I guess the main question is because I know Hulu also shows other stuff from other channels that stay anime, that kind of stuff. So I wonder what will happen to those. Obviously, anything FX, Fox, or whatever is under the Disney umbrella, so that doesn't matter. And whether or not they're gonna implement that back into Disney Plus, because overseas everything is under Disney Plus since Hulu doesn't exist. I think Hulu is only in Canada and the US, if I'm not mistaken.
Canada, the US, and the UK, I think.
Oh,
That's
in the
it.
UK. Yeah, so obviously their quote unquote mature stuff is going into Hulu, but in the last couple of years they've been adding quote unquote mature stuff also into Disney Plus. Like you were saying, the Bird is over there. I know all the X-Men movies are in there. The Deadpool movies I think are in there as well, and those are rated R,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. So the question is, are they gonna get rid of Hulu and implement everything that is not tied to an agreement to showcase the following day into Disney Plus? Because, for example, you can watch One Piece still on Hulu, even though it's basically under Funimation. Then you have,
I think now that everything's being tied, just as for that example, I think that now uh, that Sony owns Funimation and Crunchyroll, a lot of
oh
that's going
yeah,
to be rolled under Crunchyroll
oh yeah,
whenever
because they,
their agreement's
yeah,
in.
because I saw they added on Amazon Prime or on my Amazon Fire. You can buy a Crunchyroll add-on channel, whatever.
Yes, but you can't log into your existing Crunchyroll add-on if you have a Crunchyroll account,
Uh,
which is the dumbest shit. But I
but yeah,
digress.
you have stuff like Funimation, the Boruto, Spy Family, all that stuff. Some of them are simulcast or the following day, stuff like that that are not really under Disney. So many are wondering, is that gonna go away? Maybe they're gonna hold off until the contracts that Hulu probably has with some people expire or whatever. We'll see. Like I don't know, is Murders under the building just Hulu? It's not Disney. That's another thing I don't know
Those are the ones I'm not 100% sure about because
because
it
yeah,
says
there's
it's produced by Hulu. So I don't know if that's technically Disney or if that's just Hulu as a whole.
that's another thing. There are some stuff movies even that Hulu produces themselves. So I wonder if Disney ends up buying Hulu, then those are gonna go under Disney the same way that Fox stuff FX goes into. I guess I don't know. It's a whole
Yeah,
thing.
it's a very weird situation, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, but the buy probably won't be finalized until next year, anyways. But there's the idea that they they're gonna go for it, anyways. Let's see. Talking about Disney, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is arriving on December 1st on Disney Plus. They also are gonna drop a documentary, pretty much talking about Harrison Ford and the character, him being the character, probably his casting and how he did all the movies. Because unlike Han Solo, he loved Indiana Jones because he was ready to kill Han Solo in Empire. He was like,
Oh yeah,
he was like, George, just kill me, but
I don't
keep
care
me.
about that space shit.
I don't care about the stupid spaceship and the big monkey. I just want to do Indiana Jones movies, whatever. So we'll see. Let's see. The CW has officially announced that Superman and Lois is ending with season 4, and this will be the last superhero slash Arrowverse side, quote unquote, because eventually it was revealed this is in another universe, even though it's the same looking characters, multiverse, whatever. But yeah, this is the
Well, I don't
last.
know if you have it on your notes, but they got bought by a Christian
Oh yeah,
news
yeah, yeah,
broadcasting or something.
yeah. I was gonna mention that. Yeah, this is the last show from the old owners of the CW since they were purchased last year. This year, yeah, this year. They were purchased by this other network that are gonna focus mostly on Christian stuff, and they're not gonna do much uh, like serialized TV, but other kind of TV or whatever. So this is one of the last holdovers. I think there's another two more shows that are still going, and probably gonna go the same route. But yeah, this is the last Warner Brothers DC former production. also we knew that this will happen eventually because of the whole all the issues happening at Warner Bros. Discovery. Uh, a whole bunch of the cast that was uh, what you call it when the recurring cast was demoted to either guest star or they were completely removed from this season. Also, there was a lot of talk about the budget being cut down a lot, and this season is gonna be shorter than the other ones. So it was just we were pretty much waiting confirmation that this was gonna be the last one because of all the stuff. In fact, it took a while for season 4 confirmed to be renewed. Like people were expecting right away that it was gonna be canceled with season 3, especially since
Yeah, it's kind of
all,
what I thought.
yeah, especially since other shows on the CDI were being were were canceled around the same time, like the Supernatural spin-off, the Texas Walker spin-off, and all those shows that were canceled. So because they were pretty much cleaning house. But yeah, let's see. We had our first trailer for Echo, debuting on January 10th on Disney Plus and Hulu, which is a first, if I'm not mistaken. Also, and we knew this a while ago when the whole shuffling started over Marvel. But this is also will be the first show that all episodes are going to be dropping at once. One thing that we in the trailer you can see Wilson Fisk and Daredevil in one point. Apparently he's wearing his red suit, so this is going to be interesting. Uh, Alongside this, it was announced that Echo will be the first show under this new banner that Marvel is gonna use called Marvel Spotlight. They even show the um, the new fanfare for it. It's similar to the normal Marvel, at least music wise. Michael Giacchino is the composer on that one, so yeah. But yeah, the banner is mostly gonna be used to for series and shows, I guess, movies and shows that are
We've gone back to the ABC time.
yeah, they're gonna be focused on grounded, character-driven story with street level stakes. So your uh, Daredevil Born Again for sure is gonna be under this. Probably Spider-Man if they go street level a little bit, and then I don't know what else could be under that, but probably new stuff that they haven't announced yet. Let's see. The trailer looks good. Is also MA. Is the first rated MA show for Marvel. So we're gonna see a lot of that. And Wilson Fisk being going going Wilson Fisk on people, just like he did on the Netflix shows. Which
Yeah,
that was the
I'm
main
excited. This looks great.
yeah, that was the main thing that people were claiming that Daredevil and all these shows to be bloody as hell again. Let's see. We have a couple more things. Disney released today a sizzle reel of their holiday stuff. Uh, no, it wasn't a sizzle reel. It was more as announcements and stuff like that. Amongst them, people noticed that What If season 2 was cited to debut this holiday season. There was no date given. Some other stuff were given dates, but not What If. So the question is when exactly? Because the holiday season usually goes into a little bit in January. I'm gonna assume it's sometime in December because you need the buffer between Loki and Echo. So I guess. And then they show a whole bunch of movies and other shows that are Halloween. Christmas related, like Home Alone, Nightmare Before Christmas, the Santa Claus, and all that stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna hold this a little bit more. Nintendo announced the release of the second part of the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero DLC. This is the Indigo disc. It will be released on December 14, and I remember that I haven't finished the first part because I went to Orlando to you guys, and then I played Spider Man. So I need to finish the first part. But yeah, the second part is set in this new academy in the middle of the sea, and then you have like a big safari area with different zones, and each one is like a different environment, and you're gonna see more new coming back Pokemon from other generations that weren't in the Scarlet and Violet base game or the first DLC. They will be showing up on these areas, as well as showing a new legendary that, in fact, is the protagonist of the new Pokemon TV show with the one with the new characters. There's a crystal turtle or something like that, and is that one is part of the new anime. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't
December.
remember what his name is.
Yeah, Terra Galapagos or something, something like that. It has to do with the Terra crystals gimmick of this generation. Let's see. How to Train Your Dragon live action remake has been delayed to June 13, 2025 because strike. And I guess they haven't started filming unless they just did the CG side of stuff and they still haven't used the actors for the live action stuff. Let's see. This week was Godzilla 69 anniversary. Nice. In Japan, I know we had the premiere of Godzilla Minus One. This is a new Toho Godzilla movie, which Gareth Edwards, who was the director of the legendary Godzilla film, he was impressed by this movie. So that's a great praise, and I'm excited for seeing. That one is debuting on December 1st, I think, on the US. Yeah, it is. But also in part of the celebration, as part of Godzilla Fest, which is a big celebration that they have in Japan, and again, the premiere was part of all of that. Toho released a short, I think it was 24 minutes or something like that, on their YouTube channel. This one is shows the debut of Jet Jaguar, and he's fighting Godzilla. Jet Jaguar being one, he's a robot pretty much that fights Godzilla, and the short looks amazing. It was amazing. It's gonna be only up for 7 days on their YouTube channel. So at this point, I think we're like 5 days because it debuted over the weekend. So yeah, but yeah, if you like Godzilla and Toku and all that stuff, watch that one because it was amazing. Just a couple more things. Then I have a big thing that happened this week. The director of Braid confirmed that the film will be rated R. This will make the second MCU film with a rated R. The first one is gonna be Deadpool 3.
Deadpool, yeah.
Yeah, under the Marvel Studios banner, obviously. Deadpool 1 and 2 were rated R, but they were under Fox, obviously. And then the other thing before the big thing that I have for the week, there is a rumor going on that Anja Chalotra, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, from The Witcher, is joining the Creature Commandos animated film over at DC. Apparently, she's gonna be voicing and playing because, as James Gunn confirmed when he announced this whole set of movies and whatever, the people that are casting to voice the characters in animation will be also be playing the same characters on live action and vice versa.
Hmm.
So if she shows up in, let's say, a Wonder Woman movie or something similar related to magic or whatever, she will be playing Wonder Woman enemy Cersei, the sorcerer. So interesting.
Before you get to the whatever you had,
Oh
which
yeah,
was probably bigger than this, I don't know
yes.
if you heard, but on Friday it was confirmed that Cedar Fair and Six Flags are
Oh,
joining
I saw
into one
something about
entity,
that. I saw something about that.
which is wild to me. Cedar Fair owns Knott's Berry Farm, they own Cedar Point in Ohio,
Oh,
Carowinds, and there's another park that they own, I think, in by you in Atlanta. I forget what it's called. King's Dominion, I think.
oh, I know there's a King's Dominion in Virginia. It's closer to my family,
That's what I meant. Sorry.
or one of the
Um,
Carolinas, because it's close to either of us.
but obviously, Six Flags is no longer a part of Warner Brothers, or
Ah,
owned partially by Warner Brothers. I think they sold
interesting.
off the rights, uh, like right around the time that they merged with HBO. So interesting to see what's going to happen.
I
Supposedly, a
saw,
few of the parks are going to close, but we'll have to
huh?
wait and see which ones.
I saw different reactions online. I saw some people celebrating, and others were like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, it's a very mixed bag because usually when this happens, it's a bad thing because
Yeah.
in this case, it sounds like all the Six Flags are going to close because they're not as
Mhm.
profitable as the Cedar Fair places. But I, I don't know. I mean, Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Six Flags over
Here in Georgia.
in in Georgia, they're big parks.
Yeah, I know. I know that the one in Georgia over here is really big with people,
Right.
and
So
they even have their whole Halloween events and Christmas events, and apparently it draws a lot of people. No,
yes.
not in the same level as Halloween Horror Nights or Disney, but something closer to that.
Right. So, I mean, I thought it was very interesting. I don't know if I'm necessarily negative or positive about it. I'm holding out until we kind of get the final say of what is potentially going to close because I think that's really going to change my opinion.
Yeah, and I guess the people that were cheering for these are because I know Knott's Berry Farm has a very good reputation,
Yes. And they only
especially
purchased Knott's Berry Farm like 4 or 5 years ago.
yeah, especially on their events. Again, their Halloween events apparently is on par of Universal, which is
Yeah,
supposed to
it's
be
very
the
close to Halloween Horror Nights.
which is Halloween Horror Nights is supposed to be the cream of the top of Halloween events at parks. So Knott's Berry Farm is supposed to be like right there with it, like a really close number two, as far as I see, obviously. So I guess a lot of people were celebrating on that point, since I guess they do theming and holidays stuff really well. I'm gonna assume,
Right.
but yeah, we'll see.
So
We'll see what happens.
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if they decide to change the Six Flags over here in Georgia into a Knott's Berry Farm park. That would be interesting. Just retheme it into a Knott's Berry Farm, but we'll see. And then the biggest thing that I have is there was this Variety article that came out this week, and there has been a lot of talk about it regarding Marvel Studios. It was a very damning report, and there has been a lot of changes regarding that report during the week. So initially, the report came out on, I want to say, Tuesday last week, and it had uh, a lot of people were saying it looked very hit piece kind of thing. It was talking about many other things. Some of the things on this report was that Disney already had plans to pivot from Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror to Doctor Doom as a big bad even before the legal problems of Majors began. Uh, the box office for Quantumania was apparently one of the catalysts of this decision, which again, this is all insider talk. Is not 100% concrete or confirmed or whatever. Uh, apparently the
I
swap,
do think that the shift to
yeah,
Doom might be the best thing they can do. And this was, I think, something I was talking to Allison about
yeah.
because Kang was interesting, but they kind of threw him away in Quantumania. It just kind of felt,
I don't want to spoil stuff, but Loki is doing stuff we can.
well, I had a feeling because that's kind of how they ended the season
Yeah,
from season one.
so
So
I don't know if they're gonna be able to pivot that much. And we know the Secret Wars is coming after the Kang Dynasty, so they could easily finish Kang into Kang Dynasty and then get Doom involved into Secret Wars. Obviously, we
which
at
could
this
be
point
interesting.
we don't know. We know that they don't do the movies one to one to the comics.
Well, yeah.
They only use the name, but Doom was the big bad in Secret Wars. So, we'll see.
Well, he
The
was one of the big bands. I don't think he was the catalyst for it, though, was he?
half and half. At least on the main story, Secret Wars, he was the big the bad guy, the biggest bad guy. But there was a lot of stuff that lead to that stuff, and Doom wasn't the main architect behind it. He was just the winner,
Just
resulting
give me
winner.
Children's Crusade. That's what I want.
Yeah. But anyways, they also said that the swap in schedules between the Marvels and Quantumania left the BFX teams with even less time to work on the films. Apparently, this was the last straw that led the in-house BFX team to unionize this year. Uh,
Yes.
because
The first one to do so, I think, too, right?
yes, because I think last week also the production team also voted to unionize at Marvel.
Yes. I don't remember what the result was, but yeah, I know they did start
Yeah,
to vote.
yeah, but yeah, Quantumania, uh, the Marvel switch bases. Quantumania was supposed to come out next week, or the Marvel show for another swift. I can't remember if it had another push, but if these were the originals, then Quantumania will be coming out next week
Yes.
instead. But the Marvels came out last is gonna come out last week. This week, apparently Quantumania, at least production wise, everything was completed, so they decided to do the change. But the VFX wasn't complete, and apparently that created issues. Um,
It definitely was the least pretty looking of the MCU movies so far.
yeah, and they did a lot of cuts as well around the film. That's why it was quote unquote finished before everything else. Apparently, Kevin Feige was the reason why the VFX team added after the show stream, or the finalized effects on shows like WandaVision and She-Hulk. Uh, this is also probably a reason why Victoria Alonso was blamed by the studios instead, and ended up in her walking off and being fired from Marvel. Uh, Another big thing that we got information was Marshall Ali, who is said to be playing Braid, was close to walk away from the movie as the movie went through multiple rewrites. Per the article, one of those was apparently he was the fourth lead in the film that was led by a woman. Uh, and then there's also apparently, there were talks behind the scenes on bringing back the original six Avengers, which will be meaning reviving Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson characters for a film to try to salvage the MCU. In fact, a couple Later, after that, there has been some rumors and reports that apparently Downey Jr. is already agreed to come back, which in a way doesn't make sense because we're still in the middle of the strike. Now, after this article came out during the week, there was a lot of people that came out disproving a lot of some of this stuff. One of the writers for Braid said that he was able to see all the prior scripts, and there was nowhere a script that the main Braid the wasn't the main character or was
Right.
relegated to a fourth lead on a female lead film. Uh, there was also something regarding Nia Da Costa, the director of the Marvels, leaving while the movie was still being in production to work on another film. One of the things, again, from this week that started coming out that, first of all, this is not the first time and only time that the director has done that. Uh, a lot of people are bringing up the fact that Steven Spielberg left in the middle of Jurassic Park. I think they were just in the middle of post production, so he didn't need it to be there really to start working on Schindler's List, and both of those movies came out great. Also, Nia Da Costa was like, because of the shuffle between the Marvels, she was already contracted. Obligatory, she was contractually obligated to start the film on the other film, so she had to just do it. But even then, finishing the Marvels wasn't that big deal because she was able to coordinate the video to finish. And anyways, whatever was they needed to finish wasn't like big that she needed to be there in person. What else? I think I saw something regarding also the VFX teams talking about this article. But yeah, this whole article event pretty much during the weekend ended up being like, I guess the person who wrote this is rather trying to be vengeful against Marvel Studios. Of course, some stuff are real, like the VFX stuff. That's why they decided to unionize, and
Right.
also people noticed that uh, there were issues in the VFX on shows like WandaVision and She-Hulk that later they noticed what you call it. There were fits later on post. So, but yeah, that's one of the big things happening this week. Again, we know Marvel has a lot of issues. They have decided to hold on doing a lot of stuff or announcing things ahead of time. They're focusing more on the stories rather than connecting everything. So we'll see how that
Basically
goes.
going back to like the phase one MCU again,
Yeah, kind of.
which I'm okay with because I feel like they kind of did too much too fast at the, you know, middle end of phase three. So
A lot of people are thinking that they should have taken a small break after Endgame, just to
I
let
definitely agree.
to let everything cool down. Especially since it wasn't no long after Endgame that the pandemic happened and it screwed up the whole all the plans. So obviously, things like Chadwick Boseman passing away is not something that you can blame it on anyone, but uh, there were other stuff that if they would hold off a little bit or control more, would have been better. But yeah, that kind of stuff. And that's all that I have, unless you have something else.
No, I don't have anything else. Actually, no. Let me just double check. No. Yeah, I think that's it. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see what happens with the rest of the SAG stuff this week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't hold my hopes for anything, but never know. I didn't think that the WGA strike was going to end when it did, so.
Oh yeah, for sure it won.
So I guess that'll do it for this week's episode. You can hit us up on Twitter at Nonsense Nerdy. Like, comment, subscribe on the video. Let us know if there was something that we missed or something that we were wrong about, or if we're stupid for not being super hype about the new update or expansions coming to WoW. Let us know. I want to know. Yeah, I think that'll do it for this week's episode. I guess we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.